So here we are, another day. I guess I'm supposed to wake up, rejoice, and be glad. But sometimes on days like this, it's kind of difficult to do that. Because there are days when we have situations happen. Like my mother right now is very sick. I seen it coming because I've always had the gift of prophecy. And I certainly know the horsemen of the apocalypse, how they operate. So, right now I'm trying to keep inner peace while watching my mother, who I call Maleficent. My mother is a practitioner of the arts, and her family comes from places of prominence on the earth spectrum, I guess you would say. But see, the thing is, God isn't a respecter of persons. And oftentimes people will try to act like they are God, and they'll try to take over. They'll make decisions which end up ultimately hurting themselves in the long run. People get stuck when they start thinking selfishly about themselves, when they start being unhealthy in their thought process. They start becoming unhealthy with their lifestyle choices. You start to wither, and their cells start to no longer regenerate. They start to, well, anyway, never mind. I don't want to go down the whole path of that. So right now my mother is sick. I've seen it coming because, well, for one, the Hydron is open. You can see it. You could look at the alignment of the stars and see the rituals. So when the numbers come around and the stars align, you could definitely look around and see the sign. I just really wish for peace and wholeness for everybody. It's very difficult, especially right now for me, knowing that my mom is getting closer to passing over. But my fear and disappointment and so forth isn't because my mother's going to be transitioning, not because her physical body will no longer be here. That's minor. My concern is for her soul. You see, my mom being someone who was evil and a practitioner of dark things. I wonder when she does leave this earth, will she have been paid in full? Full? See the pun there? Paid in full on earth, like a fool, like a scapegoat. Or will she repent? See, I can't lose hope in my mother or anybody else, which some people call me crazy for, because with all the abuse I've suffered, all the beatings, all the torment, all the emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, indentured servitude, purpose attempts on my life. But here's the thing, I'm still here and I'm still standing, and that's because I keep solid in my soul house. And when people are evil to me, I don't return their evil with evil. No, that doesn't work, because I know in the end I have to account when the day comes for my actions. See, people forget about that with karma. They think that things just happen for no reason, not realizing that they brought about the stuff themselves through their life choices. Karma really is just law unknown. You just don't see it. You don't recall what you did to cause the event that came your way to happen. That's why self-accountability is so important. That's why being in your right soul house is so important. Did I know with my mother that her time was coming close? Yes. I could read the signs. I predicted my grandfather's passing. I've predicted others. So I definitely have a gift, I guess some would call it. I don't call it a gift so much myself. Sometimes I look at it like a curse. But it's not a curse either. It's just having foresight And unfortunately, having foresight isn't pleasant, because this world most of the time is not pleasant. That is not the reality. The reality is that we've hoodwinked ourselves, and we'd rather look at fun things and be entertained to keep ourselves from having to actually deal with things that we have done, thoughts we have inside, emotions that we haven't or have expressed. Now take each one of these things, into your mind and say, are these thoughts my own, or were they placed here? One thing is demons, of course. Another is humans with net neural monitoring, because, people, you don't have to do too much except be a hacker to know how to hack someone's mental dome, not just through the spiritual realm and through psychology, but through equipment. Yep, gang stalkers. Oh boy, that's another subject though for another time. But coders. You see, a lot of the stuff that we see out here is pre-planned and put in our place so that we could see the markers. Some of the markers should be wake-up points for people, but unfortunately that's not always the case. Sometimes people choose to go down and fall on their own fucking face.